life.
If it's the end of the world, I will do better next time. Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it. If it's the end of the world, I know that I have lived my life to the fullest. Yeah, the fullest. We stood on top of mountains, we've been to space before. We had our dogs and houses, we dug up dinosaurs. We built those bombs are dropping, we fought in all their wars. Now that the sky's falling, what did we do? It hits the end of the world.
Folks, it's happening. I mean, the bombing of Israel. When I woke up and I saw that, they said 5,000 missiles had been sent over to Israel, bombing Israel. And now I just saw a video of Iran's parliament chanting, "Death to Israel, death to America." Folks, I'm telling you, I mean, the prophecy is unfolding in front of us. In 1 Thessalonians 5, it says, when they say peace and safety, suddenly destruction comes. That thing just happened with Saudi Arabia and Israel, that whole peace agreement. It just happened. And in that agreement were the words peace and safety. Not to mention that our country sent $6 billion to Iran, that is the home of Hamas. And then they bombed Israel. If you are not a believer in Christ, or maybe you're a person who haven't really practiced it, I'm telling you, you need to get with the body of Christ and you need to pray. And if you're one giving over to fasting, maybe that's the thing too. Because I'm telling you, God rewards you for that thing. He gives you such clarity. And I want you to know Jesus is coming soon. And it is a lot sooner than everybody thinks.
Tremendous casualties from the rockets that have been fired. The overwhelming majority of the casualties that we have sustained have been from close contact fighting, or rather executions and cold-blooded killings of Israeli civilians and soldiers by Hamas terrorists. As we're speaking, the situation in Israel is still not fully under control. There's still fighting ongoing in southern Israel. There are still Hamas terrorists inside Israel, and Israeli special forces and IDF troops are fighting, going house to house and making sure that each and every community is clear and rid of all of the terrorists that crossed into Israel. And again, there were hundreds, a high number of hundreds of terrorists that crossed from Gaza into Israel today. And I know of more than 200 terrorists that have been killed by the IDF. Some of them inside Israel, some of them trying to flee back to the Gaza Strip. More than 200 have been killed by our troops, and that is also a dynamic number, and I think that number will rise. I hope it will rise significantly as the night unfolds and as tomorrow comes. The first priority of the IDF is to restore the situation in the south, to make sure that our Israeli communities are safe, and then to get a full and comprehensive tally of the numbers of Israelis, where everybody is, and account for each and every Israeli civilian and soldier. Then to make sure that the border is closed and that future attacks are prevented, and that Hamas won't have any other opportunities to attack Israel. Third, and that's already ongoing, we will start to strike Hamas's military targets in Gaza. And that's the stage when we start responding to Hamas aggression and attacks. That's usually the stage when the world starts to count Palestinian deaths and lecture us about humanity and the use of force. Let me remind everybody how this started. It started with the butchering and the cold-blooded execution of Israeli civilians by Hamas, unprovoked, into Israel. An unprecedented level of violence against Israeli civilians will generate an unprecedented Israeli response against Hamas. And it is Hamas who is responsible for the violence. Each and every Israeli killed and each and every Palestinian killed. It's blood on Hamas's hands, and they are responsible for everything that is happening and that will happen in the coming days and weeks as this war unfolds. For everybody here listening, watching, for those of you who care about truth and defending democracy, defending freedom, and for free, democratic, sovereign countries defending themselves against evil, dark, medieval extremists, then I urge you, speak up, support Israel, share and retweet this video, share our information, share our messages that we release, and make sure that you stand up to slander of Israel, to misinformation, to bias against Israel, to thinly concealed.
This is not the normal round of violence. It is outright war. Instinctively, Israel will want to hit Hamas in Gaza harder than it has maybe ever before. But Benjamin Netanyahu is desperate for peace with Saudi Arabia, and so that will play on his mind when he considers the response.
אזרחי ישראל, אנחנו במלחמה, לא במבצע, לא בסבבים, במלחמה.
Okay, let's bring you these pictures just coming into us here at Sky News. This appears to be airstrikes in Gaza City. These pictures just a few moments ago, in fact, they were on the side panel on your screen, which we've kept up live throughout the day, keeping an eye on what's going on there. Of course, Israel has launched these retaliatory strikes on Gaza. So far, the Gaza Ministry of Health has said that 198 people have been killed and 1,610 injured.
Right now there are rocket sirens sounding in Tel Aviv. You can hear behind me interceptions taking place right now, those booms in the distance. I can see off in the distance some of these rockets are landing in the sea, others being intercepted by Israel's missile defense system, the Iron Dome.
I'm visiting my family and friends in the U.S. right now, but here's a update of what's going on in my country. My friends woke up to bombs exploding over their heads. They had to run into bomb shelters, and that's not even the worst of it. Hamas, the terrorist group that runs Gaza, has somehow entered Israel. I'm so scared and I'm so upset. Like, how does this happen? How does this happen? Like, I don't even have any words. Like, this is just crazy. This is absolutely insane. I'm so scared for the safety of... I can't even make this video. I'm so scared for the safety of the people in Israel. I just got a text from a friend. Apparently a building in Tel Aviv was hit. Oh my God. Like, my house, it's literally there. It's literally there. When people say, why do we need borders? This is why. Like, literal Hamas terrorists are now roaming around Israel, shooting at innocent civilians. Like, my friends literally live around the corner from this. This is in Ashkelon. This is a nightmare. I'm praying for the people in my country. I hope that this all ends as soon as possible because this is a nightmare for everyone involved. Palestinians, Israelis, Jews, Muslims, Christians, everyone that lives there, this is a nightmare. Innocent civilians on all sides and all parts of life are living in fear. If you're currently in Israel, get off TikTok, lock your doors, do not leave. This is insane. I just can't believe this is real life. Stay safe, and let's just pray that this ends as soon as possible. Okay, final update I just got is Hamas has taken people hostage, gone into people's homes, taken them hostage in southern Israel, and I'm pretty sure Jerusalem as well. And if not Jerusalem, they are in Jerusalem, roaming around the streets. How is this real life? I don't even know what to say. But stay safe, lock your doors. Oy, oy, oy. I have no words. I don't even know how to end this video, but I'm just gonna end it. Jeez. Friends are not being called back to the IDF. Ones that are done with the IDF. This is so bad. There's gonna be some kind of war or something. This is insane.
Hi, this is Jerusalem Jane. Just as I am getting ready to record this video update, you can hear the red alert is going off here in Jerusalem. It means I have to close this. The red alert is going off in Jerusalem. Israel is under full-blown attack from terrorists inside the Gaza Strip. This is the 5th or 6th time that the red alert is going off in Jerusalem, rocket attacks. That is why I have closed this one here. It's a big steel bar in front of my window. This means everybody has to run for shelter. I am in my bedroom. My bedroom is actually a bomb shelter. I want to give an update of what's happening here in Israel because we really need your prayers. Early this morning, and I hope you can hear me, red alert, rocket attack. Red alert was just off here in Jerusalem. I'm standing in my bomb shelter. This is Jerusalem Jane. Early this morning, Israel was taken by complete surprise when the murderous terror regime Hamas inside the Gaza Strip started sending rockets into Israel. Reports are saying more than 2,000 rockets has been fired into Israel within the last 3 hours. On top of that, and now I can hear loud booms. We have also heard that before here earlier this morning in Jerusalem. So to our astonishment and to our horror, it succeeded for the terrorists inside the Gaza Strip to breach the border between the Gaza Strip and into Israel. And all of a sudden, people living in Jewish communities close to the Gaza border are looking outside the window, and to their horror, they are seeing Hamas terrorists armed to the teeth, running on the streets, running loose in the streets for 3 hours now. Unfortunately, and this is horrible, according to reports, soldiers and maybe even civilians were reportedly kidnapped and dragged into the Gaza Strip. Terrorists, also according to report, has been murdering civilians in the streets, and you can still hear, I can still hear the red alert further out in the vicinity of Jerusalem. I can still hear the loud booms. Israel is under attack. The defense minister has called up reservists, and Israel has started bombing inside the Gaza Strip. So all of this is happening. Here comes the red alert again. I am in safety. I'm in my bomb shelter. I need to close this. You can still hear the red alert is going on. So Israel is under attack from Hamas, the terror organization in the Gaza Strip. More than 2,000 rockets has been fired into Israel. Terrorists has breached the fence into Israel, kidnapping, according to reports, Israeli soldiers, Israeli civilians. You can hear loud explosions again into the Gaza Strip. The IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, is on high alert in a state of war. Unfortunately, terrorist organizations are praising this. They are out saying this is just the beginning. Israel fears that it could actually mean that terrorists is also infiltrating, or Israel will be attacked from up north. If that's the case, then we will be in the multi-war front. You can still hear the red alert is going off here in Jerusalem. Israel is on high alert. It's Simchat Torah, it's Shabbat, it's the end of Sukkot holiday. Israel is packed with thousands of tourists who came here for the Feast of Tabernacle. So this is Jerusalem, Jane. As I was getting ready to make a video, red alert is going off here in Jerusalem, and I had to close this steel bar. My hair's wet. I came out of the shower. Wherever you are around the world, pray for Israel. Everything is on high alert. Terrorists are still running loose in Israeli cities close to the Gaza border. More than 2,000 rockets, non-stop red alert for 3 hours. I cannot emphasize enough, follow my Telegram channel for minute-to-minute updates. I am tremendously limited on Facebook. Go find Jerusalem Jane on Telegram and share to all your friends and followers to follow me there. And now again, red alert, pray for Israel.